Alright, so I am on my way home from my latest movie review. And this is the first car video that I'm recording, honestly. Because, I just want to be efficient and stuff. And really, just time management kind of sucks. If it wasn't abundantly obvious, I'm not a full-time, doing this here. So I can understand why a lot of people say that you can't really be a full-time YouTuber, output and edit and especially do all these reviews and stuff and still work a job when, there's just so much to cover and so much to talk about and stuff that it's near impossible to do whilst holding down a job and also maintaining, a work-life balance with like friends and family and stuff. But I'm rambling, as per the name of the channel. But so I'm gonna get to the point. So the reviews, the pre-orders now for GTA 6 is up. Of course, my Hail Mary, snowball chance in hell prediction of the price point is way off. And as a matter of fact, they're going kind of sort of the opposite way. The game, $80 for the vanilla version, $100 for the Ultimate Edition. Now, based on the description of the Ultimate difference between the two editions, I'm in the same boat as a lot of people say, and pretty much it sounds like they're paywalling basic features that would have otherwise been free and part of the freaking thing. Not just stores, not just like cars and skins and stuff that you can just unlock as like a bump up, which that is good that they're allowing you to do the upgrade, right? But back in my day, an Ultimate Edition would be like a physical goodies, but not only that, like bonuses of proper exclusive, little things and early unlocks, or like I don't know, like like a boost in like your starting game things, so you can really have some fun and not necessarily struggle. I mean, it's not like easy mode or anything like that. But you know what I mean? Like there would be offers to where it's actually like tangentially like beneficial stuff that makes worth investing in pre-ordering, like the Ultimate Edition. I mean, I've kind of fallen out of favor of doing that since pre-pandemic, but because it started locking stuff on the digital only. But at least the digital only pre-orders from back in the day, pre-pandemic, was offered a little bit more than beyond the physical to sort of incentivize that. No, it never sat right with me that digital was the same price as the physical, because of the fact that, well, you're just only paying for something that's on a server and it's kind of a license, you don't really own it. But you don't have to pay for a physical packaging, disc, shipping, distribution, all that stuff that comes to the physical edition. So like I never understood why digital was the same price as physical. But for GTA, it's a bigger kick in the dick in the fact that the physical is just a box of fucking cardboard code. Like, what the? That's bullshit. I really do not like that. Them bumping it up to $80, I guess they have investor pressure, but honestly, if they really want to put their money where their mouth is, make it standard. Because now you have so many people simping for Rockstar who can't stand FOMO and are jumping right on it, and they're fueling the shitification of the games industry, because now AAAs are saying, oh, we can get away with it too. Not really. Because if this was like EA or Ubisoft or some of the other bigger guys that have been pulling a lot of bullshit on gamers, you wouldn't tolerate that. But because it's GTA and it's Rockstar and people have been waiting 13 years for this freaking game, they're going to get away with it. And I hate that that's the reality of it. Because now it's going to raise the bar and it's going to make shit more expensive. I just hope that it fuels the demand and the pro-consumer policies of your smaller AA studios that are offering like $40, $50 for a pretty damn good game, like your Crimson Deserts or your Helldivers, or in my case, Project Wingman. Because even though Project Wingman is digital only, it's at a price point where I'm comfortable enough to where like I'm buying the license or perma-renting the game, you know what I mean? But for a big game like GTA, no disc, I'm starting to see that a lot, to where you know, games come out half complete. You need day one, day zero sort of updates, big install files and stuff. Kind of defeats the purpose of physical, and I hate that we're going away from physical, because now people are starting to understand that you don't own what you buy digitally. Now, if you bought it at a dirt freaking cheap digitally, yeah, sure, I can eat that loss. But I hate that this is where things are going. Again, rambling. But I heard another rumor that so for the disc edition of GTA 6, which is what I'm holding out for, I heard isn't coming out until December, because they want the game to launch and avoid leaks and stuff, and avoid people getting a box too soon or something like that, or people stealing copies of it and, you know, breaking the street date and all that stuff and preventing leaks. Okay, that I get, but it's just like, now I'm hearing there's just not even gonna be a physical. I'm not sure if that's a misdirection from Rockstar, so that it incentivizes people just not waiting and just buying the game right away, because if there's no digital, if there's not going to be any disc edition, then why bother waiting? Just pre-order the game. I'm still waiting. There's still too many red flags from Rockstar about this GTA 6, mainly because of the fact that the main guys responsible for the previous GTA 6 games have not been on the development team for this new one this whole time. No Laszlo, no Leslie Benzies, no Zidane or Sandhauser. One of the Hausers, you know, like the main bosses that are in charge of that and are responsible for most of the memorable characters and writing that we know and love from GTA, is no longer there. And then statements saying that they're going to pull they're going to water it down, they're not going to punch down or anything like that. It screams like it's gonna be watered down. It's not gonna be legit. It's not gonna be the GTA that we know and love, that we come to expect, because GTA has never been PC. Has never been politically correct. It's always been, you know, like South Park of old. It used to rag on everybody. I'm really hoping that this game is not gonna be a repeat of the crappy new Saints Row reboot that pretty much killed that studio. But because it's got the big name and there's so much hype to it, it's already selling well. And my gripe is that the general consumer public does not have the discipline to wait it out. The quote, remember, no pre-orders. That one still stands for this. I'm still waiting on reviews, spoiler-free reviews, to know whether or not this game actually sucks or not, because it's always a possibility. And so that's my take on it. I'm holding out. I'm already getting. I don't know if I'm getting a disc version of Ace Combat 8, but at least with Project Aces and Amco is doing with their collector's edition or whatever, is that you're getting some vinyl. You're getting a 200-page like art book, you know, thing, because I missed out on that in Ace Combat 7, but about the digital version of that, because it came with a few more goodies on it that you know, that incentivized it. And I waited 12 years for Ace Combat, a proper Ace Combat that wasn't Assault Horizon or Infinity. So I was able to wait for Ace Combat 7. I can wait for GTA 6 even after it comes out, so that it can so I know for sure that I'm getting something that's actually good and doesn't suck, that's not watered down, it's a proper GTA. But I'm just from what I've heard, from what I see of the dev team and what statements that I've seen from them, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath on that. I'm cautiously optimistic. The game looks great, but also here's the crazy thing too. We have not even seen any gameplay of GTA 6. So we don't even know how it plays, if it's going to be too gripped out. What I'm hoping also too, if it's going to be as vibrant and as polished and as just as lively as GTA 5 was. Because as good as GTA 4 may have been, I've only ever really played it once, and honestly, I've forgotten almost all of that game. It was so drab and bland, lacked color, because it was during that piss filter era of the PS3, Xbox 360 era. It was a little too took itself too seriously. It was a little too drab. It lacked the vibrance and the color, not just aesthetically too, but just in the writing. It just came off as too serious. Of the games that came out back then, I actually preferred Saints Row 3 over GTA 4. You know, because Saints Row 3 was hilarious. I fucking love that game. And so, yeah, I'm worried about GTA being more watered down, but the discussion of the overall shitification of the games industry is really worrying, considering that, excuse me, considering that just the current trend of things. I really hope studios are not stupid enough to think that they can get away with charging that much for the base versions of their games, considering how bad or lackluster a lot of games are. But also, I hate the fact that physical releases aren't really physical anyways. For example, the Oblivion remaster, apparently there is a disc edition of it, but it's a glorified license. There's 19 gigs of the game, but there's like 120 you have to download on top of that. There's a solid state drive. There's these Blu-ray discs that hold quite a bit of the game. If I want to pre-install all those, I'm not going to have enough hard drive space, so that's what the disc is for, is it not? You know, like I'm showing my age, and I know there's like probably some Zoomers or some Gen Alpha that are getting into gaming. It didn't used to be like this. Developers used to going gold, as I guess, is this computer software term where a version, like a piece of software or like a video game, say, when it went gold, my understanding is that going gold means that the final master copy of the version of the game is done. It's being sent out to the printers to make, so the game is like done. And I remember back in the day on IGN or GameSpy or Games Radar or the old school Otaku and stuff, they used to make big announcements of pretty anticipated games going gold. As a little kid, I didn't know it was going. I thought that was like a sort of like a billboard style, like it sold that many copies. It's like, the game's not even a house that going gold. Apparently, it's a software term where the game is done. And back in the day, before always online connectivity, the game had to be finished. There was no patches. There was no, oh fuck, we got to rush it to make the deadline, so let's just ship it out and then do a day one patch. Keep working on the bugs as the There was none of that. The game had to be done, and what you got is what you got. You plug in, you fucking play, maybe pre-install like the install files so that the game could run. But for the most part, you will not have to, like the early PS3 games, you didn't have to do that. You just insert the disc and you freaking play. And I miss that so much. And I just don't like where things are going with gaming. And I think GTA is a big harbinger of that, because the amount of normies that are just buying into it, that who lack the kind of people who lack the discipline to do that. But again, I'm generalizing here, but I'm pretty sure it's the same crowd who buy Call of Duty every year, or Madden, or NBA. It's just the basic casuals who don't actually give a shit about gaming in general, who just want to play. And they're the bulk audience. And honestly, this game is like too big to fail. The hype is delivering. It's delivering on the hype. Is making enough money, so it's probably going to be. It's not going to be too big to succeed like some. It's not as far. Gaming is not quite as far gone as Hollywood is, but it's getting there. But I think it's we are seeing somewhat of improvements at the amount of layoffs we're having at the big studios that are guilty of a lot of this stuff. I think Ubisoft is some deep shit. There was a lot of crap going down at like Bungie and some of the other bigger studios, that they doubled down on some crap business models or game types like live service. I hate that Sony's going in on live service, and the fact that when they went to California, it was like that was a dumb move. They should have stayed Japanese. I don't know. I'm rambling a lot while I'm driving, but it's just I got to get my thoughts out there in terms of GTA 6. I'm still trying to avoid spoilers, or what spoilers are. I'm not balls deep into the thing, like looking at articles or reading articles. I'm just hearing what I hear from hearsay and stuff, so who knows if I'm misinformed or not. But just I'm commenting on rumor, and if the rumor is true and they're not just doing sort of like a distraction tactic, sort of like a to say that, oh, there's not going to be any discs, so buy their game now while you can, because you may as well. They got to do a disc version. I don't see how Rockstar doesn't ship it, because there's so many people that are just not like me, that are like, no disc, no buy. If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. Which there's some truth to that. I mean, you gotta own what you own. Because if it were taken away with you, then you don't own it. It's you're perma-renting, but it's still a rental. So people are trading ownership for convenience, and it sucks. So we'll see. Regardless, I'm holding out on it, because I'm not. Ace Combat's coming out. I'm super stoked for that. That's going to hold me over. And between that and the pre-order bonus of the remaster of Ace Combat 0, and I know that's just digital only, like Ace Combat 5 was, but I still own the hard copy of the OG PS2 disc with a fat PS3 that can still play it. So I still own those games. I just want to play it with trophy support, on a modern console with HD, and more of a non-clunky, wonky controller. You know what I mean? October comes around, I'm playing Ace Combat, and that'll hold me over. I got a backlog of other games that I want to play. I got the Metal Gear Remastered collection, the Volume 2, because I haven't even played Volume 1 yet. So, in terms of gaming, I can just dump back into Metal Gear and, go through that. Go through that, I can go through, you know what I mean? So, I got time. So yeah, thank you for indulging me on this long on the road rant. I hope GTA 6 does not suck. If it delivers on it, if it's still good, if it's not terribly watered down, if you can do all the fun, crazy shit you know and love to do in GTA 6, I'll get it when it comes out on disc. And if ultimately there is no disc version, fuck it, I'm just gonna wait till like a Black Friday or Christmas sale or something to get it. Fuck it, I'll buy it used. I don't know if there is a disc. I don't know. It's just like. Yeah, but anyways, I'm rambling. I'm done. I just want to get my thoughts out there. Yeah. Now I will say this though, going back to my earlier video about all this, if this game was $60 or $50, that's like a fuck you to the rest of the industry. At the risk of pissing off their investors, they would make their money back on sales alone, and people would have money to spare on those damn shark cards whenever online comes out. I will say that if the game was $60 or $50, totally complete with like $70 Ultimate Edition, I would have bought that. Not to say that I'm full of shit or anything like that, but I'm just like, if I would get a digital game, it would be heavily discounted. Most of my digital games are like on deep discount. That I would have bought. Sort of like $5 to $10. I can deal with that. But the games that I really like, I would try to get the physical copies of it. There's even some games that I bought digitally that I want to go and actually have a hard copy of it, just to have it as part of my collection. But anyways, yeah, that's it. I got more stuff to do today, so I gotta go. Anyways, thanks for sitting in on this longer than expected rant. So I'm gonna go now. So see you later.